All right, today we're going to discuss multi-step inequality word problems. I'm going to do some of these, and then the rest I'm going to assign for homework for you, okay? So you have 11 through 20 are your multi-steps. So some of these will be homework problems. So let's just go ahead and get started. Number 11. All right, so we're going to have, it says a number is less than a fourth the sum of 3 times the number and 4. Okay, you're going to find the number. All right, so I'm going to let x equal to the number. This is kind of the one where you just kind of write what you see, okay? Let me see if I can make this a little thicker. There we go. So a number, that's going to be x, is less than, be careful, because that could mean minus or less than, okay? A fourth the sum of 3 times the number and 4. That's going to be x again, okay? All right, so you need to be really, really careful, because normally when you're saying less than, it meant subtract. But if you make this a subtraction sign, there is no inequality sign left in this problem. So this cannot be a subtraction sign, because there are no other words to indicate an inequality. So this less than must mean less than, okay? So I'm going to start off with x is less than a fourth the sum, or 1/4 the sum of 3 times the number and 4. Okay, so I need to find the sum of 3 times the number and 4 first, and then multiply by 4. So 3 times the number is 3x. Let me do a different color. And then you have the number 4. What are you going to do with those two? You're going to sum those two, so you're going to add. So that's your sum of 3 times the number and 4. But it says a fourth of that. So here I have to put 1/4, okay? So I have x. Let me erase this so I can do the one little step at a time to kind of recap how I got this. A number is x less than a fourth the sum of 3 times x and 4. There you go. So all I have to do is use the distributive problem. Put an imaginary 1 there. X less than 1/4 times 3 is the same as 3/4. So less than 3/4 x. And then you have, let me get rid of these check marks to clean this up. And then you have, after 1/4 times 3, you have 1/4 times 4. So a fourth of 4 is just 4 over 4, or simply 1, guys. So that's plus 1. Then I have variables on both sides. I can get rid of one of the variables first, but I don't like the fraction. So what I'm going to do is multiply everything by the denominator 4. Times 4, times 4, times 4. That's going to get rid of that fraction. So I end up with the new inequality, 4x less than, that's going to be 12 over 4, because you have 3/4 times 4, 4 over 1. That's 12 over 4, which is 3. 4x less than 3x plus 4. So that's the new inequality I'm going to use, okay? I need to erase this. So 4x less than 3x plus 4. So it looks better without that fraction in it. So I'm going to subtract 3x from both sides. You could have kept the fraction. I can show you how to do that too. You're going to end up with 1x less than 4. And even when you divide both sides by 1, you get x less than 4. All right, so The solution to this is any answer that is less than, or any number that is less than 4. All right, and then to graph it, open circle, and then you just shade to the left. So you have several solutions. Any number that's less than 4 will work, okay? All right, I'm gonna show you how to work this without that, without getting rid of the fraction. So I'm gonna go back to this part right here. So some of you might want to know that. So I'm gonna get rid of 3/4 x. So I'm just gonna subtract 3/4 x from both sides. So I don't have enough room, so I'm going right here, okay? So you have 1x, but I'm going to change 1 to 4/4 so it has a common denominator. 4/4x minus 3/4 x, and these will cancel, less than 1. Well, 4/4 minus 3/4 is 1/4 x. But to get rid of a fraction when it's attached to a variable, you just multiply by the reciprocal, which is 4/1 or 4. And these will cancel, so you still get x less than 4. Any number less than 4 will be an answer to that. All right, let's look at 12. It says 2 times the sum of a number and 4 is more than 3 times the sum of a number and 7 decreased by 4. So let's just kind of label what's our unknown. A number is our unknown, so I'm going to put x equals that. Go back up here and look for every A number, and I'm going to have to erase some of this. That's going to be an x. I will tell you that is no more than, if it's not more than, it's less than or equal to. That's going to be, this part is going to be, it's going to separate the left side of my inequality from the right side of my inequality. It says, okay, keep reading the sum of the number. There we go again. A number, the number. That's going to be an x. Okay. All right, so let's just work on the left side. Let's work on the left side first. Probably easy if you split it up like this. So working on the left side, I have 2 times the sum of a number and 4, okay? So I got to multiply the sum of a number and 4 first by 2. So it's going to give me 2 times the sum of a number and 4. Okay, less than or equal to, here we go, let's look at this side. I'm going to change the color. 3 times the sum of, Are you busy? I was making a video. I'm so sorry. Can I come down in about 15 minutes? Mm-hmm. Okay, all right, thank you. So sorry. It's okay. 3 times the sum of a number and 7 decreased by 4, okay? So 3 times some sum. So here's my sum. The sum of x and 7 decreased by 4, okay? So I'm just going to do, the and part tells you what you're adding. So the sum of x and 7 all decreased by 4. So I got 3 times what? The sum of what two things? X and 7. And then decrease it by 4, okay? So now I'm going to use the distributive property where I can. So that's 2x plus 8 less than or equal to 3x plus 21 minus 4. So I have 2x plus 8 less than or equal to 3x plus 17. Just combine like terms. I'm going to get rid of 2x on both sides. You could have gotten rid of the 3x if you want to, okay? And I need to go over here because I don't have any room on this side. So I'm going over here. So that's going to leave me with 8 less than or equal to 1x plus 17. Subtract 17 from both sides. You get negative 9 less than or equal to x, or 1x. Divide both sides by 1. And it's still negative 9 less than or equal to x. Or I'm going to reverse it, x greater than or equal to negative 9. So I'm going to graph my solution. Anything greater than or equal to negative 9 will be a solution to this. Close circle and then shade to the right because it's greater than, guys. And that's all you do. Any of these numbers will work that are greater than or equal to negative 9. Be careful on number 12, though. If you see something like the sum, that means you are adding two things, okay? You're adding what two things? The number, and then the and will tell you what else you're adding to it. Anything after that, you just continue to write it as you see. Like, this would not be included in parentheses, this part right here, because it's not part of my and. It's just I'm adding x and 7. And then this is after the parentheses, minus 4. All right, let's take a look at 13. It says, to win the blue ribbon for the heaviest pumpkin crop at the county fair, the average weight of John's 2 pumpkins must be greater than 819 pounds. Okay? I'm going to go through something real quick. You got the average of 2 pumpkins. Has to be greater than 819 pounds. To find an average, you because it's two things, you're going to add the two things. The two numbers. Because they're numbers, guys. You have to find an average. And divide by 2. So when you do that, this is going to have to be greater than 819, if that makes sense. It says one of his pumpkins weighs 887 pounds. What is the least number of pounds the second pumpkin could weigh in order for John to win the blue ribbon? Okay, so first of all, I'm going to say that the thing I don't know is the weight of the second pumpkin. Because I know the weight of the first one, it's 887. So I'm going to take the weight of the first one, add it to the weight of the second, which I don't know, divided by 2. I know that it needs to be greater than 819. So all I have to do is solve for x, which is the weight of the second pumpkin. And it's going to tell me the least number of pounds the second pumpkin has to weigh in order to get an average that's greater than 819, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and multiply both sides by 2. And these are going to cancel. So I have 887 plus x. And this is more, instead of a multi-step, that's multi-step, but then have variables on both sides. 819 times 2 gives us 1,638. I wish I had created more space to do show work on this. Let me write that 7 better. So we're going to end up with, I don't have enough room, guys. X greater than, say, subtract 887, 751. That pumpkin has to be greater than 751 pounds. All right, so I'm just going to graph it. That second pumpkin does. So the smallest amount it could be is this. It can't even be 751 pounds. Okay, so it might be 751.1 pounds or 751.0001. Just, it's got to be greater than 751 pounds. But just keep in mind, it can't be 751. That's why we don't have it didn't say greater than or equal to, okay? It's going to be an open circle. And anything after that will work. So if you're talking about the least number of pounds in terms of a whole number, it could be 752. But just graph these for me, okay? graph and solve. This is fine for me as an answer. Anything greater than 751 pounds. All right, I'm going to let you do 14 for homework. Let's see. I'll do 15. A sales representative, and I'm trying to keep an eye on the time. Hold on, guys. 7 o'clock. A sales representative is given a choice of 2 paycheck plans. One choice includes, should say, a monthly base pay of $300 plus 10% commission on his sales. The second choice is a monthly salary of $1,200. They're just gonna pay you $1,200 a month. It's kind of low. Okay, unless you're just out of high school or whatever, and you're making $1,200 a month. You don't have a family, but if you got a family, that's gonna be hard. All right, for what amount of sales would the representative make more money with the first plan? So amount of sales. Okay, so I'm gonna let X equal to the amount of sales. Okay. All right, so I got my 2 paychecks, and then say make more than the first plan. More with the first plan. So when would the first plan be greater than the second plan is what it's asking, guys. So you got to use greater than, because you're making more with the first plan. So the first plan should be greater than the second plan. That's how I got that, okay? All right, so let me go back up here and see where it has amount of sales. So for the one choice, that's going to be the first one, is a monthly base pay of $300. So they're going to be guaranteed $300. Ooh, not much. Plus a 10% commission on sales. Well, I'm going to tell you right here. On his sales is going to be X. So 10% of X. Well, remember I told you yesterday, I think you all had something in the video, like 18%. That's like 18 cents for every dollar. So now this is like 10 cents. So make it look like money. 10 cents for every dollar worth of merchandise you sell. When is that going to be greater than the second plan? Well, the second one only offers $1,200. So just greater than $1,200. All right, so you're going to subtract 300 from both sides. So you got 10 cents X greater than 900. How many dimes make 900 basically? 900 divided by a dime. 9,000 of them. Okay, these are going to cancel. So I'm going to enter with X greater than 9,000. So the first plan would be better than the second plan if he sold more than $9,000 worth of merchandise. If you don't sell more than $9,000 worth of merchandise, it's going to be best to go with plan 2. Okay. So you got to sell more than, and it's not equal to, so you got to sell more than 9,000. $9,000 worth of merchandise just to get over $1,200. You better be a great salesperson. You better be selling something like cars or something. If it's furniture, I don't know. You might be in trouble. Okay, but definitely go with plan 1 if you plan to be a great salesperson. If you suck at selling merchandise, go with plan 2. Okay, let's try 16 for homework. I'm going to try to give you 4 for homework, guys. Okay, let me do 17. A Plus Advertising charges a fee of $24 plus 10 cents per flyer to print and deliver flyers. All right. Print and More charges, let's put our period here, 25 cents per, or decimal, not a period, 25 cents per flyer. For how many flyers is the cost at A Plus Advertising less than the cost at Print and More? So when is A Plus less than Print and More? I got that from right here. All right, I need my X is going to be the number of flyers. So let's work on A plus. They charge $24 plus 10 cents per flyer to print, okay, and deliver. That would be my X. So 10 cents X less than, what does printing more charge? Just 25 cents per flyer. There's no base rate. Okay. Let me put that decimal right here, okay? That's going to be X too. And then all I do is solve, and it will tell me when A plus, the cost for A plus advertising is less than the cost for print more. So I'm going to get rid of this first because you don't have any like terms to combine. You got variables on both sides. Let's get rid of one of these variables. So 24 less than, that's going to be 15 cents. How many 15 cents makes 24 bucks? Let's see. 24 divided by 0.15. 160 of them. I'm going to flip this around. So that's going to be X greater than 160. Anything greater than 160 flyers. So you can't do a piece of a flyer. So like the smallest amount of flyers would be like 161. Okay. Anything greater than 160 flyers. So if you purchase more than 160 flyers, the cost with going for with A plus is going to be less than the cost for printing more. But if I would say if you don't plan on getting more than 160 flyers, sorry guys. If you don't plan on getting more than 160 flyers, go with printing more. But if you do, go with A plus because the cost is going to be less. Put on 160, 161, 162, 159, 158. I don't know why I'm making it negative. Let's fix that. Anything greater than that. So if you purchase over 160, go with A plus because it's going to be less than printing more. Anything under 160 flyers, go with printing more. All right, so let's take a look at, let's see. I'll let you do 18 for homework. I'm trying to give you 4, okay? Be careful on 18 because I'm telling you to write your answer to the nearest second for me. Let's look at 19 because we have just those 2 left. How many have I given you? 1, 2, 3. So I'm going to give you one of those. Okay, I'll do one and you'll do the other one. I'll do 19 because it's got less than in it twice. I'm going to leave that one for you. For each one of these, you're going to solve and graph. Okay, let's look at 19. 10 less than 5 times a number is less than 6 times a number decreased by 1. So one of these less than's is going to mean it's an inequality, and the other one is going to be a subtraction sign. So here it says 10 less than 5 times a number is less than 6 times the number decreased by 1. So is less than is going to be an indication that that's my inequality. Just simply because of the word is too. If not, it would have been 5 times the number less than. It wouldn't have used the word is. It would have just said 5 times the number less than 6 times the number. That would have been an indication that it's a minus, not an inequality. But the word is automatically giving it away. Here I just have 10 less than. I know that's my minus sign. All right, so right here, this part is going to represent my left side. And I'm going to do the other color in purple. And this is going to represent my right side. If I can get it to stay. There we go. Okay. So 10 less than 5 times the number. First of all, I don't know the number. So that's going to be x, and 6 times the number. That's going to also be x. Okay, so let's work on the left side. The left side is going to be less than the right side. Okay, working on the left, 10 less than 5 times the number. That's going to be 5x minus 10. Okay, now go to the right side. 6 times the number. 6 times x decreased by 1. I'm going to solve this. Okay, so I'm just going to get rid of 5x. I could have gotten rid of 6x, but I don't want to. But you can if you want to. Add 1 to both sides. Negative 9 less than 1x. Divide both sides by 1. Run out of room. Twin it with negative 9 less than x, or x greater than negative 9. So any number greater than negative 9 will work, guys. Negative 8, negative 7, so forth, okay? And I'm going to shade because it could be anything in between. Okay, let me shade this in black. And that's it. And again, you're going to do this one for homework. And the only thing I'm asking you to do on these, guys, is to write an inequality for each situation and then just solve it and graph it. That's all I'm asking you to do, okay? Try those 4. If you have problems with those 4, just call me over to your desk. And you can help each other if you need to, or check your work with each other, all right? All right, thanks, guys.